Hi YouTube, it's Diane. I thought I would do the first of my January videos because I'm doing the Cross Stitch Crazy Challenge. Cross Stitch Crazy 2016 Challenge. Essentially, I'm doing a different project every day in January. Never done this before, so it's definitely different. But before I jumped into that, I wanted to update you on my son who had surgery in December. The lighting in here isn't great, but it's the best I can do. Anyway, we had a recheck this week, and everything looks good. He is not 100% healed. Really not sure how long that's going to take. The doctor indicated it would take several months to be fully healed, but no sign of infection. Everything looks good, like it's progressing good, and I'm still on my new phone, and I'm trying to figure out, it doesn't make sense. The camera on the old one is there, and anyway. I'm very much an amateur at this, so please be patient. But it was good, as in we were walking out of the clinic at 1:25, and his appointment was 1:30. So we have to go back next month and just continue seeing him until it's completely healed. But good news on that. We went to Culver's to celebrate. That's a fast food restaurant here in the States. And their frozen custard. My son had chocolate. Yeah, he's his mama's boy. With M&Ms because he loves M&Ms. So that was really good news, and I wanted to share that. I also have a finish, and it is my Biscornu. And it is the Rhodes Butterfly Biscornu by the Sweetheart Tree. And this is the top with the butterfly buttons. And the Rhodes Butterfly stitch is right here. That is a really fun stitch. It looks kind of scary, but it's a really fun stitch to do. And the beads along the edge. It's kind of funny because I was putting it together. I'd watched Tara's video and I watched Carolyn's video. And I was putting it together, and I had it almost done. To put these beads on like this and assemble a Biscornu, you have to put the wrong sides together, and then you stitch along. I had put the right sides together, so I was putting it, the beads would have been on the inside. I don't know why. I was thinking, oh, well, you have to turn it and then stuff it. And no, not with a Biscornu. So that was my little laughing moment, and my signature is on here somewhere. I know I put it on here. Didn't I? Oh, yep. My signature's right there. So I finished this the end of December. I just put the polyfill because I didn't have anything else to put in it. Not sure what to do with it right now. I mean, it's looking pretty on the shelf, but I'm not sure what else to do with it. Very interesting. I'd never made a Biscornu before. And that was for a stitch along. Last year, the Cross Stitch It's Fun Stitch Along had something new, and I'd never made a Biscornu, so I thought, hey, make a Biscornu. The other haul that I had, or the haul I had, was the Just Cross Stitch February 2016. And there are a lot of really nice projects in here. You've seen this one from several people. The seasonal one here. And I am going to collect the magazines to get all 4 seasons. That one is really cute. And, and I love this project. Those little stand cubes, and yeah. I don't have fabric for it, but it's very, very cute. And this little guy, I really like snowmen. I live in Minnesota. Kind of makes sense. And yeah, this morning we were 10 below, and that's Fahrenheit. And I think we might reach 10 above. Maybe. Wouldn't hold my breath. For those of you who follow, this one. Pirate Stitches finished her cushion that was from a previous issue that I happened to have, and then they put out this one. This one's really pretty. Several of you I know follow my son Josh Sword as an Excalibur of a knitter. Tomorrow is his birthday, so you can all wish him a happy birthday. But every year on his birthday, it's below 0. It's that way. Oh, I like this one too. It's just that way. So we have Josh's birthday tomorrow. We have a birthday on Wednesday for another son. We have a birthday on the 28th for another son, and a birthday on the 30th. So January is a lot of birthdays in January. But yeah, son will be turning 16 on Wednesday, and a son will be turning 19 on the 28th. I like that. This is 1/1, and then this is 2/2. Or maybe this is 2/1. It's over 1, and this is stitched over 2, so you can see the size difference. Although the scissor fob, I think, is... So they are both on the same size fabric, 32 count. So that shows you the difference between using one thread here versus 2 threads here. So, if you're ever wondering. And on the 30th, we have one of our sons is turning 4. And then February 3rd, we have a daughter turning 13. And the 10th, our youngest will be turning 2, 10th of February. So a lot of birthdays coming up. But that's my haul. And then thank you all who suggested magnets and stuff. And I made my needle minders. And I actually bought a couple more things to make more needle minders. And some are on my projects too. This one has the black ceramic ones. I found that these magnets work great to hold threads when I'm parking my project, because then I can move them wherever I need to instead of just the edges, like the hair clips, although I am going to be using hair clips on some of them. But then the rest of these are all the silver magnets, my fishy guy here. So I have some that are being used in projects, and I will be sending some of these to my mom because she's cross-stitching too, and I love this one. We're all mad here. So thank you for all your advice on the magnets. And Trisha, the left-hand stitcher, told me about CMS. CMS. A lot of you said, well, check Amazon. I did check Amazon before I asked. But sometimes you need a teacup and you're standing in the ocean that is Amazon and you need a little navigation. So Trisha was able to tell me about CMS. Magnets, I think is the... I'll have to put a link below if I remember. If I don't remember, just gently remind me. You're going to hear a lot of crinkling because with 31 projects, and I have them in zippy bags for the most part, so you're going to hear a lot of that. But what I'm going to do, because my January is whips and new starts, some people are doing all new starts, I'm doing both. If it was a whip, I will put a picture in where it was at, and then I'll show you the progress. Also, I've made some changes since my video in August on this challenge. I pulled one project that would have been a new start, and instead I put a whip in that place because I want to get the whip number. When I'm done with this challenge, I will probably have 30, well, I'll have 32 whips for sure. That is a scary number for me. You know, 5 to 10, nah, that's not bad, but 31 or 30, well, actually I'll have 32 because there's a project I forgot to put in my schedule. Don't know how I did that. But, yeah, so I made a couple changes, and also I changed dates around because the Cross Stitch is Fun, Cross Stitch Mania, Cross Stitch Finish Line, and Cross Stitch Crazy all put out their list of sals after I had my list together. I was like, really? And there are 35 sals I'm looking at doing in 2016. And before you fall out of your chair, please realize I am doubling and tripling up projects for the same sales. And I have no problem with that. I do that at the grocery store all the time. Manufacturer coupon, store discount, bulk item. Yeah. The most I've ever saved in one grocery shopping trip is $120. And if I remember correctly, no, that wasn't the nasty cashier. There was a nasty cashier where I saved like $75 in coupons, and she thought I was robbing the store. I thought, excuse me, I spent $300 in groceries. Anyway, some people's thinking, I don't know. But yeah, with 13 children, 11 still at home, as Josh has his own place now, which is weird, trying to figure out our relationship now. You know, I'm still mom, and he respects me as mom, but I have to step back and let him be the adult. Yeah, it's hard. It's good, but it's hard. 4 of my boys are teenagers. Yes. When I go to Costco, often I just get that flatbed. I just don't even bother with the cart. Just don't even bother. But if it is a new start, I will show you the picture and show you my progress. If it was a whip from 2015, I will show you where it was at. I'll insert a picture where it was at, and then you'll see my progress. If it is for a stitch along, I will tell you what stitch along it's for. So, January 1st. The stitch alongs that this project is for, and Garrett on a recent video said he kind of felt guilty using the same project for multiple stitch alongs. I don't. You're just, you're doubling your stitches. It's kind of how, and I told him that. I don't remember how I worded it, but I told him that. So, January 1st, cross stitches, or cross stitch, which one? Oh, I forgot my list. Stitch Mania, New Year, New Start. Stitch Mania, Year of Starts. With my 31 starts, it qualifies. It's one of the Year of Starts event has a number of variations, and the 31 starts is one of the variations. So there's 2 sales, and the third sale is the Cross Stitch It's Fun group, Lavender and Lace. So 1 project, 3 sales. Celtic Winter. When I heard they wanted to do, now Lavender and Lace is my all-time favorite designer. I have stitched a number of her projects, and it's really sad when she passed away a few years ago. And for those who may not know, Nora Corbet is her daughter. Kind of like Little House Needleworks and Country Cottage Needleworks. It's really cool to kind of see the family kind of lineage that way. But I have stitched 4 of the 5 Celtic ladies. I've stitched Celtic Christmas, Celtic Spring, Celtic Summer, and Celtic Autumn. So this is the only one I haven't stitched. I did start it a few years ago, but as I was working on it, I didn't have maybe 100 stitches, maybe. It looked off, and I couldn't figure out why. So I looked at the stitch count and remeasured my fabric, and I needed a piece that was 18 by 27. I had purchased a piece that was 18 by 18. Way too small for this project. And yeah, there was no way to, I thought, well, okay, the margins will just be smaller. No. It wouldn't fit. So I got so frustrated with myself, and I put it away, and I just didn't bring her out again. So then when Cross Stitch It's Fun said, oh, let's do a Lavender and Lace sale, I knew which one I wanted immediately. So this is the one. Oops, sorry. That doesn't help when I drop the picture. I'm stitching her as charted because I stitched the other 4 as charted. Now, mind you, I've been taking notes and on all the beautiful conversions of the Celtic ladies that are out there. So at some point in time, I will re-stitch. I have to re-stitch one. I bartered one of the Celtic ladies for some professional framing on 2 of my other cross-stitch pieces. And I knew the person that I was bartering, a friend from college, and her husband's a professional framer, and I knew she would love it and appreciate it. And so that's why I did it. I wouldn't readily do that, but I knew them, and they love cross stitch, and I knew they would appreciate it. Excuse me while I shift. Yeah, I'm getting older. It's not as comfortable sitting on the floor anymore. This is the fabric I'm using, which is 32 count Belfast. It's called Stormy Night. There's just some, it's not heavily variegated or anything. It's just some variation in there, some little swirls. I thought that would look really nice on this project. And here is where I was able to stitch to on January 1st. This is right in this area of her skirt. So what I would probably do is finish all her skirt and then go finish her and then do this. That's what I've done on all the other ladies, so that's probably what I'll do on her. It was a joy to stitch her. Oh, and my needle minder here is a needle minder by Stitchingly Along, Sharice Smith. She has a Facebook group. It was a joy to stitch on her, and I look forward to working on her. I am going to make a change though, because if I remember correctly, let me peek at the pattern quick. No, this isn't the one that, this does have Petite Treasure braid. Okay, this isn't the one I have to make that change. One of the projects I'm doing this January has DMC metallics. I don't do DMC metallics, although I am looking at doing the Diamant. Carolyn showed one, and I have a project. Crinkle, crinkle. I have a project that calls for the Diamant, so I'm going to see if she likes the Diamant, and because Stitchville doesn't have it, they didn't know about it. I showed it to them, but they didn't carry it, and if I don't like it, or if I hear bad things about it, I've heard good things about it so far, then I will just swap out probably Petite Treasure braid for that Diamant. January 2nd is for the cross stitch finish line full coverage Sal, and for cross stitch it's fun Sal HAED. This one. Now I don't have a color printer, but it's Mini Evergreen by Tracy Butler, charted by Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs. I love this one. I just love this piece. My grandma, she showed me her wedding picture to my grandpa. They were married in 1927 or 28. It was either October 27th, 1928 or October 28th, 1927. And she's got her little cloche hat right there. And when I saw this picture, it totally reminded me of her. She was quite a lady. She's 5'2", but trust me, she could be 7 foot tall if she needed to be. And I was trying to figure out about keeping the dust off these projects, and then somebody showing their pillowcases. I'm like, where am I going to get pillowcases? And when I glanced at Walmart, you had to buy a whole set. Well, dollar store, duh, Diane, dollar store. And I'm going to put a picture here. Hopefully that worked, of where I was at before I started, and here's where I'm at now. So I was working on this third column, and I got just not quite halfway. But yeah, I'm loving this project. I love the colors in here, and I'm stitching this one in columns because the pattern lends itself very well to columns. Ooh, my threads came out. Didn't realize that. And these two are ones I made with the black ceramic magnets, because the silver ones I'm worried they hold so well that they would damage my fibers. I'm not worried about that with these black ones, and I can move them if I want this one way over here. I can, or I can get a hair clip thing and clip my threads up here. It just gives me a little more versatility, so I'm going to kind of combine them. And I don't have a regular just needle minder on here right now. But that is January 2nd for that sow. Seriously, I don't think she'll be done in 2016. It'd be nice, but I don't think she will be. Where did I put that? Oh, there it is. January 3rd, the Stitch Mania had the Save the Stitches sow, and I've had this kitted for almost a year, so I said it's time. Now, you're going to see a lot of progress on this, but please realize that at the end of December, I was working on the White Dragon, and I realized I messed up. I got so frustrated that I had to put it away. Excuse me. And then this one was calling to me. I'm going to pause you for just a moment while I get a drink of water. Okay, sorry. But the White Dragon, yeah, when I realized I made a mistake, oh, I got so frustrated with myself. Still haven't figured out how I made that mistake. It was really weird. So I park my HAEDs and I mark them and everything, and something happened. So I pulled this guy out. It was calling to me. I'm stitching this on 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen. I bought this linen from 123 Stitch. And here is where I'm at. The needle minder is by Stitching Kisses on Etsy. So I have the frames done for block 1, 2, and 3. I did not do any of the fill work, obviously. First of all, I wasn't quite sure what color I wanted in the middle. I wanted a solid DMC. And I think the one I'm choosing is 932. Do I have that with me? I went to Joann's so I can get 932. I don't know about other stitchers, but I have been running into a lot of dye lot issues with DMC lately. So I wanted to make sure I got all the same dye lot. So I was going to get like 4 or 5 of them. They were totally out of 932. And 932 is used in a lot of projects. The frames are done in Finca by Presentia. It's number 12, and the number is 9435. And when I bought this, I figured out how much number 12 of just the DMCs, how much yardage is on one of these. So I hopefully bought enough of this to be able to do all of the frames. So I really wasn't sure what color. I also was worried about spacing because this is 36 count. And the original pattern, I can't remember what it called for, so I was really nervous on, am I going to get this, be off too far to this side? So I thought, well, if I just have to unstitch the frames, that wouldn't be too bad. But I got the spacing right. Yay. So now I can go back and start filling in. I want to fill these in before I go down. And the metallics that I'm looking at using in this project are these 3 Petite Treasure braids. This one is PB21, kind of a bronzy coppery color. This one is PB04 silver with a hint of blue. And this one's blue PB18. So those will be my metallics that I'm going to pick from for this project, and then I'm going to use 932 as the main fill color. I didn't want to use a variegated. I thought that would look weird on this project to have the black work variegated, but I do like the framed variegated. It was very easy when I had to get a new strand to be able to kind of match up. Okay, here's a dark red, let's get a darker red here. And when I had to stop over here in the white, let's get a lighter in this area. So it was easy to match that part up. Loving this design. I've done black work before. Yeah, I'm loving this design. So that is for that sow. And the cross stitch, no, excuse me, Stitch Mania group. Too many sows running around my head. January 4th. January 4th is this one. From the Just Cross Stitch magazine, April 2015. And It is the Teacup Herbs. We have Dill and Thyme. And on the 4th, I started the first one in that series. And the first one is Dill. And there's a lot of crinkling. And Dill is this one right here. So I did all the black in the teacup, except for the back stitching. I'll worry about that later. And then I started working on the frame. The frame, once you figured out the pattern, you really didn't have to have the paper pattern. And I'm glad that all 4 of them have the same frame. There are 4 in the series, if I didn't mention that. And then on January 6th, I'm going to skip the 5th for a moment. The 6th, we had Thyme. Oh no, this was the 9th. This was last night. Thyme. And each teacup is a different design. And then this needle minder is also from Stitching Kisses. I was able to get farther on that. I had figured out the border, and so I could just zip along a little faster. So there are 4 in the design, as I mentioned. And I wanted the high contrast between the black and the white because of how I'm going to be displaying them when they are done. So these are for me and for my kitchen. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Let's go back to January 5th. January 5th was a new start. And the first Mirabilia of the month is Moonflowers. And the fabric that I'm stitching this on is 32 count Belfast. It is called Ursula by Under the Sea Fabrics. And Ursula is a fabric that has, it goes from a dark, there's a dark strip, medium strip, light strip. I am stitching Moonflowers, so the dark strip is on the top. So here's the dark. But this is how far I got to the moon. I thought that would really set the moon off, having the dark. And then down here it gets lighter and lighter. And I thought that would set her skirt off. And then this is a Stitchingly Along needle minder. Purple Grapes, Purple Project. So it was going along really well. I love stitching on Under the Sea Fabrics. This is the first official project that I've actually put a needle into. I've been wanting to start her stitching on her fabrics for a while now. I bought these in her annual sale and been waiting, and now I got to start it. This only has 1 Caron water lily. It's called Lemon and Lime. Here. And then it has, actually I think there are 3 whispers, but here are 2 of them. I'm using the other whisper in another pattern. So, it has some Krennics too. And beads, of course. And some Mirabilia. I look forward to getting back, well, to all these projects, quite frankly, but I really like this one. So the 6th was, oh, here it is. Daughters Are a Special Joy by LizzieKate. It's a snippet. I have 3 daughters, and so I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to somehow personalize these 3 flower pots. But instead of using the sampler threads that are called for, there are 8 sampler threads called for in this pattern. I am using my Mo's cotton. That's all that's in this box, are Mo's cotton. So I'm using my Mo's cottons. And I'll do that on my LizzieKates that I'm doing this month. So there's that one. And it's being stitched on 32 count French lace. I'm pretty sure it's Belfast. And here is where I'm at. And this is one of the needle minders that I made. It is a little Snow White. So this is where I'm at. Again, these are all Mo's cottons. If I need to, I'll use DMC cottons to supplement. And then on the other part, and I'll start this today, I'm going to be doing Suns Are a Special Joy. So I'll be using Mo's cottons on this one too. It'll be on the same fabric. But that'll be next video because I haven't stitched on it yet. The 7th of January. Sorry, I have a hair on my nose and it's driving me nuts. White Dragon. This is for my son, and I need to have it done before he graduates. He's 9. I'm going to put a picture in here. Hopefully that worked and you could see where it was at on the White Dragon. And I did stitch on him a little more in December, but the picture that I showed you was at the beginning of my stitching time. My nose. And whoops, it's kind of unwieldy here. So here I'm still working on this row. This pattern, how the colors go on this pattern, it lends itself more to doing rows rather than columns. I found that out pretty quickly on this pattern. All the needle minders on here, the 3 that are holding the threads were made by me with the black ceramic, and this guy I made, and he's got the silver ones. And he's a pretty hefty one. But yeah, I need to get this done for his graduation. And again, he's 9, so I have a wee bit of time. But this one I think I'm going to use for the magical stitch along in the cross stitch finish line group, whenever that starts this year. I think it's May. And there's also another one, a fantasy one. One of them is in May. I can't remember which one. So this guy will be used then. The 8th. The 8th. I do not know why, but this one and we had a disagreement on the 8th. It was not a good day. Not quite sure what happened, but we did not get along that day. But it is Casseopeia by Mirabilia, so this is Mirabilia number 2. I'm stitching this for my oldest daughter. So this, I'm going to put a picture here. Hopefully that worked, of where it was at. This is being stitched on 32 count Lugana by Picture This Plus, and it's Gothic. Sorry, my phone thinks, okay, you've been talking 25 minutes, you're done. Whatever. As I said, it's 32 count Picture This Plus Lugana in Gothic, and here is where I am at. Now I'm going to fold it in half because there's just nothing to show on the other part. But I started using the water lilies and going up here into the background. Where'd my picture go? Into the background, working over here in this corner. And I got almost to the top, and then I was half a stitch off. And then, so I took that out. And then I started down here, and I was a whole stitch off. I was like, really? Oh my, we did not get along. And she was in the Q-snap. But when I took it out of the Q-snap and just started stitching in the hand again, like I've done for years, I had no problem with her. I don't know. This needle minder is one I made with silver magnets. So yeah, we didn't get along this time, which is a shame because it's a beautiful project and beautiful fabric. And the fibers, the water lilies I was using, I used 2 of them on right now, and this one is, I think it's plum. No, that's not the one I used, is it? This one for sure, plum. Is that really plum? I hope I didn't use the wrong color. I might have used the wrong color. Oh, I might have used the wrong color. Just to tell you the lovely day I had. Okay, I'm putting it away. I'm putting it away. I'll check it later. Oh my. Anyway, yeah, that's all I have for now. January 1st through January 9th. So we had Celtic Winter, Mini Evergreen, Save the Stitches, Teacup Herb number 1, which I chose to be the Dill. The 5th was Moonflowers by Mirabilia. The 6th was Daughters Are a Special Joy by LizzieKate. The 7th was White Dragon. The 8th was Casseopeia. And yeah, we're fighting. Okay? I'm sure if you've been stitching any length of time, you know that sometimes you fight with your projects. And the 9th was Teacup Herb number 2, which I chose to be Thyme. Tonight will be Suns Are a Special Joy by LizzieKate. So I'll have that to show next video. And I also received my Round Robin project. It is Halloween Sampler by I think it's Tan Originals. And the only other thing I have for haul that I forgot is I had bought a magnetic board to hold my patterns. And I don't know why this magnetic board would be 8 by 10 when your standard paper is 8.5 by 11. This doesn't fit. And if you're marking your paper, oh, it was frustrating. So I went and I bought a bigger one. And I'm not going to show you the actual front side of it because I have a pattern queued up to start stitching on it. So I don't want to show the pattern. But it has a little lip here. So I bought this one. This was 12 by 18. I know I said I wasn't going to buy anything between January 1st and my birthday. So much for that. Didn't last. But I'm not going to go overboard by any means. I also entered a contest on Fabrics by LJ on Facebook. And I won. I never win those things. And I won. So I'm going to be... I won a discount on fabrics from him. So I'm going to be ordering some fabrics from him. I don't know if I'll be ordering by the time I do the next video or not, but when they come, I'll show them to you. So yeah, so much for not buying anything, but I'm still keeping myself in check. It's a good thing to keep myself in check. But I think that's all I have for you right now. Maybe I'll have some finishes because I bought some finishing things next video. We'll see. But I thank you for subscribing and watching, and if you want to watch me on Instagram, I've been updating every day my progress on this. It's not a channel. I'm on there as mondot stitches, one word. But if you are interested in all of the projects from Cross Stitch Crazy Challenge, from all the stitchers that are participating, then you can use hashtag. I want to say this correctly, and if I say it wrong, I'll put it here. You know, like Pyrex stitches, I'll put it here. So you can definitely hashtag and check it out. You could see everybody's progress. It should be one word: Cross Stitch Crazy. It's going to be weird to type 3 S's. 2016. Cross Stitch Crazy 2016. So hashtag that. And then you could see everybody who's using that hashtag and what they are stitching. And if you are participating in this and are on Instagram, use that hashtag. It can help people find your projects. But I think that's all I have. I need to start getting this uploaded and edited and blah, 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 blah. And I have an older laptop, so it takes a while. But I thank you for watching, and I will be doing another video in 9 to 10 days on my progress for this challenge. I do like having things, knowing what I'm stitching that day. But some of these projects I really want to work on more than one day at a time. So I'm going to have to try and find a way to balance those two things. So I will have to figure it out for myself. But I thank you for subscribing and commenting and watching and your videos. Love your videos. But I will talk to you later in next video this month. Bye, Floss Tube.